Hello guys, welcome to another video here under the Web Fundamentals series. We're currently here on the Introduction to Web Hacking module, and the first room here is the Working an Application. And in this room, we're going to manually review a web application for security issues using only your browser's developers tools, and then we're going to be hacking with just browser and no tools or scripts. Without further ado, we're going to start now. I'm going to start this machine while we start task 1, working an application. Now in this room, you will learn how to manually review a web application for security issues using only the inbuilt tools in your browser. More often than not, automated security tools and scripts will miss many potential vulnerabilities and useful information. Now, here is a short breakdown of the inbuilt browser tools that we will learn throughout this room. The first is the view source. Here we're going to use our browser to view the human readable source code of a website. The second will be the inspector. Here we're going to learn how to inspect page elements and make changes to view usually blocked contents. Alright, now the third is the debugger. We're going to inspect and control the flow of a page's JavaScript using a debugger. Lastly will be the network. Here we're going to see all the network requests a page makes. Okay. Now, without further ado, it says start the virtual machine. We've done that, and let's answer the questions below. I confirm that I have deployed the virtual machine and opened the website. So completed here, and let's head on to task 2. Task 2 here is exploring the website. Okay, as a penetration tester, and let me quickly open up this website here. So we're going to be using this URL. If I open that up and let's see. Okay, here we go. So the website is open, and okay, so exploring the website, task 2. As a penetration tester, your role when reviewing a website or web application is to discover features that could potentially be vulnerable and attempt to exploit them to assess whether or not they are. Okay, now these features are usually parts of the website that require some interactivity with the user. Now, finding interactive portions of the website can be as easy as spotting a login form to manually reviewing the website's JavaScript. Now, an excellent place to start is just your browser, with your browser exploring the website and noting down the individual pages, areas, and features with a summary for each of them. Now, an example site review for the ACME IT support website would look something like this. So we're going to look at the feature of the particular, and then the URL, and then the summary. The home page has just the /URL. This page contains the summary of what the website does, with the company photo of their staff, latest news /news. This page will show us the recently published news articles by the company. News article. This URL or directory will display the individual news articles. Some articles seem to be blocked and reserved for premium customers only. We have contact page, and then that's /contact. This page contains a form for customers to contact the company. It contains name, email, message, input fields, and a send button. Okay, now customers, we have a /customers URL or directory. This link redirects to the customer login page. The customer login page, which is /customer/login. This page contains a login form with username and password fields. Now we have the customer sign up, we have customer reset, customer dashboard, create tickets. Here this particular URL, it will show us the page. It contains a form with a text box for entering the IT issue and a file upload option to create an IT support ticket, and so on. Okay, so we will start taking a deeper look into some of these pages. We'll discover in the next task. So to answer the question below, read the above. We've done that. Now we're heading straight to task 3, viewing the page source. Alright, viewing the page source. The page source is the human readable code returned to our browser or client from the web server. each time we make a request. Now the return code is made up of HTML, which is the hypertext markup language, CSS, which is cascading style sheets, and JavaScript, and it's what tells our browser what content to display, how to show it, and adds an element of interactivity with JavaScript. Now for our purposes, viewing the page source can help us discover more information about the web application. Now, how do I view the page source? There are a couple of ways. One is, while viewing a website, you can right click on the page and you will see an option on the menu that says view page source. Okay, 2, most browsers support putting view source in front of the URL. For example, view source, then HTTPS, then the URL. And the third way is, in your browser menu, you'll find an option to view page source. The options can sometimes be in the sub-menus, such as a developer's tool or more tools. I have a shortcut for like the first one. Once you're on the page and you just want to go straight to the page source, you just use Ctrl and U. Ctrl U will just get you straight to the page source, and if you look here, you're going to see the view source, just like the second example of how to put view source and then the URL to be able to view it. Okay, then let's continue. Let's view some page source. Okay, try viewing the page source of the home page of ACME IT support website, which is this. I'm going to Control U, and this is the page source. Let's continue and see what we need to do. Okay, now unfortunately, explaining everything you can see here is well out of the scope of this room, and you will need to look into website design or development courses to understand it fully. What we can do is pick out bits of information that are important to us. At the top of the page, you will notice that some code starts with this and ends with this. These are comments. If we go straight to that point, you see this is what it means. It starts with this and usually has the color green. This means a comment. We also have one in the bottom and also one here in the middle. Okay, comments are messages left by the website developer, usually to explain something in the code to other programmers, or even notes, reminders for themselves. Now, these comments don't get displayed on the actual web page. This comment describes how the home page is temporal while a new one is in development. Now, view the web page in the comments to get your first flag. Okay, well, we're going to do that quickly. There's a web page here which is at /new home home better. So I'm just going to copy this straight, and I'm going to just impute that to the home page here. Enter, and there we go. That is our first flag right there. I'm going to copy that and go back to the main menu, scroll down to what is the flag from the HTML comment. That's that. Enter. Correct. So let's continue. We're here. So links to different pages in HTML are written in anchor tags. The links, okay, these are HTML elements that starts with this back arrow I don't know what to call it, and the link you will be directed to is stored in the href attribute. For example, you will see the contact page link on line 31. On line 31 will have something like this, and it's referring us to the contact page, and it starts with href. If we go over to our page here, let's see page 21, you can see that href contacts, href customers, and so on and so forth. So basically, the links that will be directed to is stored in the href attribute. Get that? Okay. Now, if you view further down the page source, there is a hidden link to a page starting with sec, SERC, which basically looks like secret. View this link to get another flag. You obviously won't get a flag in the real world situation, but you may discover some private areas used by the business for storing company staff and customers information. So let's go straight there. If we scroll down a little bit, it says it starts with secret, and here it goes, href secret page. So there are two ways to do this. I either click on this and you take me straight to that page, or I can just go straight to our home page here and add that directory link, secret and dash page, and hit enter. It should take me right there. And the other option was, oh my god, I just closed that, but it's okay. Control U, Here I go. The other one is I can just click here on the secret page and it takes me right there, but it's way smaller. Okay, so that's that. I've already copied the flag, so I'll just paste it and enter. Alright, so where are we here? External files such as CSS, JavaScript, and images can be included using the HTML code. Now, in this example, you will notice that these files are all stored in the same directory. Now, if you view the directory in your web browser, there is a configuration error. Okay, what should be displayed is either a blank page or a 403 forbidden page with an error stating you don't have access to the directory. Instead, the directory listing feature has been enabled, which in fact lists every file in the directory. Sometimes this isn't an issue and all the files in the directory are safe to be viewed by the public, but in some instances, backup files, source codes, or other confidential information could be stored here. In this instance, we get a flag in the flag.txt file. So we want to check out the directory listing. On here we can see that most of these pages are stored to a directory called assets, basically the assets. So I can access them using these assets. Okay, so I can go to the main page and then /assets and hit enter, and that should take me to this directory listing. So you can see almost the styles.css and so on. So we have a flag here, flag.txt. I'll just click on that, and as you can see, it gives me straight this thm invalid directory permission. So I'm just going to copy that flag and go back to the main page here, and then come back and paste this particular flag and submit. Okay, and then let's complete here. Where are we? Here. Okay, many websites these days aren't made from scratch and use what we call a framework. Now, a framework is a collection of pre-made code or codes that easily allows a developer to include common features that a website would require, such as blogs, user management, form processing, and many more, saving the developers hours or days of development. Now, viewing the page source can often give us clues into whether a framework is in use, and if so, which framework and even what version. Now, knowing the framework and version can be powerful. It can be a powerful find, and as there may be public vulnerabilities in the framework. Okay, and the website might not be using the most up-to-date version. So at the bottom of the page, you will find a comment about the framework and version in use, and a link to the framework's website. Now, viewing the framework's website, you will see that our website is in fact out of date. Read the update notice and use the information that you will find to discover another flag. So I'm just going to go back to view source here, and that should be at the bottom here. We see the framework. The framework we have here is version 1.2. So we're going to go here and see if we have the most recent versions or we have latest versions. So I'm just going to copy that link and I'm going to create and paste it here, enter, and here we go. So we can just click, this is home. You see we have a current version 1.3, but here it says that we are using the THM framework version 1.2, so it's totally out of date. So I'm going to go to documentation. Okay, this is the informations about the latest version. So okay, we have had an issue where our backup process was creating a file in the web directory called /tmp.zip, which potentially could have been read by website visitors. So this file is now stored in an area that is unreadable by the public. So this is the zip file which we're going to copy. Let me see, or the directory to that zip file. So I'm going to come to the main web page and paste that and hit enter. It directly downloads that file. So I'm just going to go I'm going to open a terminal here, cd, let me see, Tryhackme, and okay, it downloaded. So it's just going to be on cd. Let me go to my downloads. So it's going to be on downloads, and okay, I'm just going to cd dash and see the downloads, and I'm going to use an unzip tool here, unzip and tap tmz. I think tmz.zip. So enter, extracting flag.txt. So I'm going to cut flag.txt, and there we go. Tryhackme, keep your software updated. So I'm just going to Ctrl+Shift+C that and close that and go back to what is the framework flag and paste that, enter. That should be the answer. So we're done with task 3. We just completed viewing the page. So let's head on to task 4. Task 4 here is developers tool and inspector. So let's go on. So I'm just going to view the website site here that we're going to be using. So let's continue. Okay, this is just to show us how to access our developers tool. I don't think I need that, but it's okay. Now, developers tools. Every modern browser includes developers tools. This is a toolkit used to aid web developers in debugging web applications, and gives you a peek under the hood of a website to see what is going on. As a pen tester, we can leverage these tools to provide us with a much better understanding of the web application. Now, we are specifically focusing on 3 features of the developers or developer toolkits. We are looking at inspector, debugger, and network. So opening a developers tool or developer tools. The way to access developer tools is different for every browser. So if you are not sure how to access it, click on the view site, which you've done button on the right side, and we're going to get instruction on how to access this tool. So if you're using Firefox, you're basically going to click on the top right side, the 3 dots or the 3 dashes, and you're going to go to more tools, then click on web developers tools. If you're using Chrome, you'll see how to use that. Chrome is more tools than developers tools, Safari, Edge, Internet Explorer. So I'm using Firefox, but I have a shortcut. The shortcut to actually view the developers tool is Control Shift I. Okay, Ctrl+Shift+I, that will view the developers tools for you. So I'm just going to close this, and manually to view it, you can just come all the way to these 3 dots here on the right. You scroll down to more tools, then you see, okay, you can see that shortcut there, Ctrl+Shift+I. Okay, and then I'll just close that. I don't need that for now. Okay, okay, let me reduce this. Okay, so inspector, which is the first one we're looking at too. Now, inspector, the page source doesn't always represent what's shown on a web page. This is because CSS, JavaScript, and user interaction can change the content and style of the page. Now, which means we need a way to view what's being displayed in the browser's window at this exact time. Now, element inspector assists us with this by providing us with a live representation of what is currently on the website. Now, as well as viewing this live view, we can also edit and interact with the page elements, which is helpful for web developers to debug issues. So on the ACME IT support website, click into the news section, where you will see 3 news articles. The first 2 articles are readable, but the third has been blocked with a floating notice above the content stating that you have to be a premium customer to view the article. Now, these floating boxes blocking the page contents are often referred to as paywalls, as they put up a metaphorical wall in front of the content content you wish to see until you pay. Okay, let's try that. I'm going to go straight to contact and news, and this third one with the star, and it says, sorry, this article is for our premium customers only. Okay, now let's go ahead. Now it says, right clicking on the premium notice paywall, you should be able to select the inspect option from the menu, which opens the developer tools either on the bottom or right hand side depending on your browser or preference, you will now see the elements HTML that makes up the website, similar to the screenshots below. So we're going to see something like this. So let me just quickly go there, and if I right click here, I should be able to see inspect, which is just Q. Let me see if I can increase that. Okay, I have, and we are under the inspector, so we can see the HTML. So let's do the further readings. Okay, it says locate the div element div with the class premium customer blocker, and click on it. You will see all the CSS styles in the style box that apply to this element, such as margin top, which is 60 pixel, and text align, which is center. This style, the style we are interested in, is the display, which is block. If you click on the word block, you can type a value of your own choice. Try typing none, and this will make the box disappear, revealing the content underneath it and a flag. Now, if the element didn't have a display field, you could click below the last style and add your own. Okay, so have a play with the elements inspector, and you will see that you can change any of the information on the website, including the content. Remember, this is only edited on your browser window, and when you press refresh, everything will be back to normal. Okay, so let's play around with that. So over here, we're looking at div, we're looking at the class premium inspector here, sorry, premium customer blocker. So if I click on that, okay, let's just click on that. Over here on the styles here, you'll be able to see display, which is block. So I'm going to double click on that block, and I can change it. If you just go back, you can see other options you can use. If I type none, it will just display it here, but I can also type content so that it will show me the contents in it. So I'll use that contents, hit enter, and if we scroll a little bit down, or let me just scroll down a little bit, you can see that it reviewed the contents of the page for me. If you use none here, it will still give you the same thing. And so we also have a flag here which says Tryhackme not so hidden. I can't copy that, so I will just have to type that in, and that will be the end of task 4 for us. Tryhackme, and cover that shift. So page not so hidden, I guess, not so hidden. Is that correct? Page not so hidden, is that what it says? Not so hidden, not page not so hidden. Okay, so I'm just going to close from here and hit enter, and that answers that. So let's head on to tax 5. Okay, so tax 5 here, debugger, developers tools, debugger. Now, developers tool debugger, this panel in the developers tool is intended for debugging JavaScript, and again is an excellent feature for web developers wanting to work out why something might not be working. So, but as penetration testers, it gives us the option of digging deep into the JavaScript code. In Firefox and Safari, this feature is called debugger, but in Chrome it's called sources. Okay, let's continue. On the ACME IT support website, click on the contact page. Each time the page is loaded, you might notice a rapid flash of red on the screen. We are going to use the debugger to work out what this red flash is, and if it contains anything interesting. Now, debugging a red dot wouldn't be something you do in the real world as a penetration tester, but it does allow us to use the feature and get used to debugger. So in both browsers, on the left hand side, you'll see a list of all the resources the current pages is using. If you click into the assets folder, you'll see a file named flash.main.js. Clicking on the file displays the contents of the JavaScript file. Okay, so we're going to just head on straight to, I think, contact page. So I'm just going to click on contacts here. If I click on contacts here, if I refresh, just watch here, you're going to see something like a red flash, I believe. Was that it? Click on that again. Yes, something showed something here, a red flash. If you noticed it, I'm going to do that again, and watch here. Okay, let me stop putting an arrow there. So it just showed. So okay, so that's it. So I'm going to scroll this up a little bit, and we're not looking at inspector anymore. We're looking at debugger. So when we click on the debugger, we're going to click on assets here, and we can see the flash.main.js file here. So if you look on the bottom here, you can extend this with this print source, or what we call pretty print source. So we'll open that up, it will enlarge everything. So let's continue the reading so we'll get what we need to do. Many times when viewing JavaScript files, you will notice that everything is on one line, which is because it has been minimized, which means all formatting, tab spacing, and new lines have been removed to make the file smaller. Now this file is no exception to this, and it is also it has also been obfuscated, yes, which makes it purposely difficult to read, so it can't be copied as easily by other developers. Okay, now we can return some of the formatting by using the pretty print, I think we just did that already, option, which looks like two braces to make it a little more readable, although due to the obfuscation it's still difficult to comprehend what's going on with the file. If you scroll to the bottom of the flash.main.js file, you will see the line flash in brackets remove and that line basically. So this was the print particular. We already clicked that, the print pretty print part. So if I scroll down a little bit, not a little bit, to the bottom, okay, let me click that. That's it. Okay, on the bottom, line 110 flash remove. Okay, so we've seen that, and then basically just like here. Okay, now this little bit of JavaScript is what is removing the red pop-up from the page. We can utilize another feature of the debugger called breakpoints. These are points in the code that we can force the browser to stop processing the JavaScript and pause the current execution. Now if you click the line number that contains the above code, you will notice it turns blue. You've now inserted a breakpoint on this line. Now try refreshing the page and you will notice the red box stays on the page instead of disappearing, and it contains a flag. So to answer the question, what is the flag in the red box? So let's go ahead and do that. So we're going to insert a breakpoint to this line. I'm going to just type here, it has a blue, so we have inserted a breakpoint, as you can see here. Breakpoints, so to pause an exception, so I'm just going to scroll down this a little bit and I'm going to refresh this page, and once I do, it kept that particular pause or breakpoint on, and we can see the flag here is Tryhackme THM, catch me if you can. So if you play this, it will just disappear back again. Okay, let's put in that flag and go over to the last tags, THM catch me underscore if you can, and close that, enter. All right, let's head on to the last tax here, which is tax 6, the developer tools network. Developer tools network, the network tab on the developers tools can be used to keep track of every external request a web page makes. If you click on the network tab and then refresh the page, you will see all the files the page is requesting. Try doing this on the contact page. You can press the trash can icon to delete the list, or if it gets a bit overpopulated. Now with the network tab open, try filling in the contact form and pressing the send message button. You will notice an event in the network tab, and this is the form being submitted in the background using a method called Ajax. Ajax is a method for sending and receiving network data in a web application background without interfering by changing the current web page. Okay, so we're going to do that. Examine the new entry on the network tab that the contact form created and view the page the data was sent to in order to reveal a flag. Okay, so let's try and play around with that. What's this? We don't need that again. Close that. Okay, the contact page. So I'm just going to refresh and then go to network. So So we've created inspector, debugger. We're currently in network, so I'm going to click on network. So you see, once I refresh this, it's going to show me everything on that particular page on that network. Sorry. Okay, so how about I delete all this? So this icon, I'm deleting it, so I'm just going to reload one more time. So if I reload, click on network. Okay, let me remove that that break here on the debugger. So I'm just going to refresh, so I'll stop getting that pause icon. Okay, so on that network, you can see anytime I delete it to reload these pages. So let's go ahead and fill this. I'm just going to call the name A and call the email AA. If you can see, I've done this before, just revising aa@aa.com, and I'm going to use the message AA, and I'm going to send this message. Once we've done that, contact form sent, you notice we had a contact message appear here on the network. So I'm clicking OK. I'm just going to click on this. Once I click on this, it gives me more information on the right side here. We see the headers, we see the cookies, we see the request, we see this is the request I sent. Then we're going to look for the response. Under the response, you're going to see message received, and the flag is Tryhackme Ajax flag. Okay, so I'm just going to copy that, Ctrl C, and I'm going to paste that and hit submit. And awesome, that brings us to the end of the room here, working an application, which is the first room under the web fundamentals introduction to web hacking module. And I'm happy to have studied this particular room again. It was exciting, and thank you for studying with me, thank you for learning with me. We're looking forward to another video here on the content directory, which is the next room. So in the meantime, have a lovely day. See you later. Ciao.